Test, test. One, two, one, two, one, two. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome. We're going to do another episode. IT Organic. IT Organic. IT Organic. As I'm leaving this message, this voice, this audio, I'm watching the television. The news has the Pope, Pope Francis, who was the first Jesuit Pope. Okay. If you guys know about the Society of Jesus, you guys will research. He was a member of the Society of Jesus. He was the first pope that was part of the society, and he came from Argentina. He was the first pope from that South America, Southern Hemisphere, and he really came to make a lot of changes because under the Pope he was more, I guess, liberal. He was open to same sex marriages, and he had a lot of things going on. I used to see a lot of weird videos of him sometimes when he was hugging the kids. I don't know, he looked kind of crazy. But I tell you, when Jovenel Moise went to the Vatican, right? Because all presidents always got to go to the Vatican. You got to go to the mafioso, So he goes to the Vatican, and Pope Francis Pope Francis took a liking to him. You can see the videos online, and yeah, Pope Francis, you could tell, was vibing, talking with him, whatever. And Jovenel Moise, who also, he knows how to talk. He's really good, gift the jab. So the Pope, he tells Jovenel Moise, he says, "Yo, man, don't worry about what's going on in your country, man, because the desert will soon become a garden." He's like, "What? The desert will be a garden?" And I've always been wondering, what is what was this whole message? You know what I'm saying? The desert will become a garden. So the Pope, who kind of, I don't know, died in a weird way, right? Because right after Easter, right after meeting the Vice President of the United States, Mr. JD, now I'm looking at JD different now. You know, don't mind me. This is just conspiracy theories and things I'm thinking about in my head. But the fact that JD was the last one, you know, I'm like, what is the future plan for JD? Well, we see what happened with the president, and I don't know. Some would say, well, I'm pretty sure the Pope knew that they was going to knock him off. Maybe not that time. That time, that day, he looked like he enjoyed our President Jovenel Moise. But again, the president, he created so much enemies. So I was talking with someone in Haiti yesterday, and they were explaining to me the difficulties to travel from Port-au-Prince to Cap Haitian, because now the gangs, they own the routes, all of the van, all of the transportation. You got to pay a tax, something that the government should have been doing, right? And of course, we can blame people like Michel Martelly, right? Sweet Mickey, for not really understanding politics. I mean, Michel Martelly did not study political science, right? He's not a political scientist, so he thought that he could probably make some kind of difference, maybe in the country, maybe. But I think he was wrong. I think he was wrong. I believe Martelly he he probably was just a little bit more gullible than Jovenel. Jovenel was ready to attack, and actually, my President Martelly told Jovenel, like, you got to be careful, man, because Jovenel was going after all these big families and big companies in the country, and he don't even got like a real security force. Like Miskade. Yeah. I'm not gonna say Miskade should be president, but come said Miskade, he's a very interesting character, a Catholic, a Roman Catholic, just like myself. Then we have this coward, traitor, Leslie Voltaire, you know, going to run to see the Pope in his last days, I guess. Hey, maybe Leslie will be next. I mean, it's time that some of these politicians in the country and these oligarchs and these people that are really the cause of everything. It's time, that they gotta get them out of here. ABC News: Haiti could face total chaos without more international support. U.S. envoy, my bad, envoy warns. She's basically asking for some money. You know, they're going around asking for some more money, saying like, "Hey, we need more troops. We got to take care of." Shit, what the hell? There's a bug. I'm trying to turn it again. All right. So she's going around asking for some money. The top UN official in Haiti sounded an alarm to the UN Security Council on Monday that escalating gang violence is liable to lead the Caribbean nation to a point of no return. Maria Isabel Salvador warned that Haiti could face total chaos without increased funding and support for the operation of the Kenya led. This Kenya led multinational force is just a money grab, right? For every Kenya that dies, for every Kenya soldier that dies, let's say one Kenya soldier dies, right? 15, 20, 30 of ours died. 40, like it, because police are dying, military are dying. These people are crazy. And I feel like when I'm looking at the diaspora, in the diaspora, man, it's like, golly. People's like, well, I'm like, hey, man, I don't have enough people following me. This should be the big people, the entertainers, the this, the that. They the ones that's supposed to be making, big noise about what's going on. But I don't know. It's just a little bit crazy. So let me get back to my story, okay? About the lady. So everything is doubled up to get from Port-au-Prince to Okap. And while she's going through certain areas, back streets, back roads, you're paying toll, like you're paying money to the little gangs, you know. There's no police, there's nothing. And you can see teenagers, kids, what I'm saying, holding the AK, holding this, holding that. And yeah, like when you're going through that area, if they catch you filming them, I mean, there's going to be an issue. So the most time they tell everyone, you just drive through, do not film anything. But this is what's going on in the country right now. And this Maria, she's lying to the UN because the money that she's asking for should not go to Kenya. It should go to SWAT, BIM, you know what I'm saying? FIDH, the military. Like Haiti actually have capable people that can take care of these kids because the gangs are mostly just kids. I mean, the top people, they have some training, and there's reports. This is other conspiracy theories. There has been reports that these kids and these guys, they be getting training by somebody. Someone has come and trained them, showed them how to shoot correctly with these big rifles. So it's like, what's going on? And where are the diaspora leaders? I mean, I don't know. If you guys know anyone, tag tag them. Let's ask what's going on. I urge you to remain engaged and answer the urgent needs of the country and its people, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Hmm? They say we face severe political instabilities. We know all of these already. I mean, they're the ones that they created, right? They create the monster, and then now, you know, they going around asking for help. Well, you already got the help, Maria. Hmm? A professional. She's been in this for over 25 years, 25, 30 years. Huh? And you don't know that you're supposed to just fund the military, fund the SWAT, fund local. Like they keep on giving these guys armored vehicles that isn't really that armored, man. These kids shooting them up with the AKs. They have man, like I said, I feel as if the when I'm looking online, because sometimes I go online, I'm like, well, let me see who's talking about what in in the Haitian community, like who's really pushing what the hell is going on. Because when I go online, the focus is more on the beaches and the mountains, which is cool. But if we don't fix the other side, then it spreads like wildfire. When these people um are in the country, you gotta know who they are. Like when I see Maria Isabel Salvador. Isabel was Queen Isabel. You guys know about Queen Isabel? Queen Isabella? I mean, this was the person that started to do the slave trade on the island because she was the Queen of Spain. And then here we got this Maria Isabella, you know, part of the scam, trying to make a dollar. And the fact that they see like the diaspora is so preoccupied with life and stress and all the other shits, it's perfect timing for them to just take it over, right? So it's like by the time the diaspora is like, okay, let's see if we can do something now, then it's too late. You have to definitely know who is in the country, who is like responsible for all of this chaos. Well, the United Nations, right? How long has the UN been in the country and still this? So they gave us Queen Isabella. And she's gonna try to see if she can get a couple more billion. I didn't check. Hold on. How much did they get already? Kenya. Hold on. I didn't check. I gotta check. Give me 1 second. I want to see how much it was. I want to see the money. Where's the money? Uh, they signed a deal for 1,000. They're not even soldiers. I gotta stop saying that shit. That's another lie. They signed a deal for 1,000 Kenyan police officers. They're not even soldiers. They just come in with some police uniforms so the scam could work even better. You know? Haiti, Kenya sign reciprocal agreement. What is What is Haiti getting from Kenya? Not a damn thing. So back to this lady crying and complaining, trying to say how bad things in the country. Everyone already knows how bad things are in the country. I don't believe it's some kind of mystery right now. Everyone knows. The thing is, what's the solution? And why do you believe when you look at the local media in the United States, they talk about all these other things that's going on in the Middle East, China, boom, boom, everything, right? But you never really hear nothing about Haiti unless it's deportation or this or that. I mean, there's situations right now in Haiti where the population is basically by themselves and they're fighting against the gangs. So you have the population mixed with some police and some SWAT going against the gangs and the government. It's total chaos right now. But this week, they'll be talking about something else. They're going to start saying that the gangs are terrorists, just how the Dominicans, they did it already in the beginning of the year. Now the United States is going to do it. They're doing it. And once they say that gangs are these gangs are terrorists, now, they'll come with another theater. You know what I'm saying? All the military, maybe the US. I don't know if it's going to be the US military. I don't know if they're going to try to make something with the Dominicans, because the Dominican government, they want to have a little bit more control on the border. They want to steal more of the border, widen the land. But again, if the educated people in the Haitian community, if there's not like enough voice to make a big enough noise, then everything that you see going on in front of you is going to continue. Oh, sorry. So I'm going to continue. Abinader, he's an enemy of IET. That's not even a doubt. He makes it's funny. Abinader is part of the racist groups over there in Santo Domingo, but also he he's a Dominican Arab. He's a Dominican Arab, just how we have Haitian Arabs. You know what I'm saying? So he's not even like a full blown Dominican, and he's just going crazy for the Dominican Republic because of the ideology. Another thing that's interesting when he puts out the list, they just talk about the street gangs, but when will we start to see like more pressure on the politicians first, and also their bosses, which are the business elites? I gotta admit, I say this all the time. You see the business elites in Haiti. I mean, they are when we're talking about the corruption, right? I don't want to say all business people so they don't get all sensitive, but when we're talking about the corruption and the corrupt elites, they're like a virus, right? In any country, it could be in the United States, it could anywhere. They are a virus, and I can tell how they have been able to like really really protect themselves still, because you don't really see their names too much. I mean, they maybe they might signal out one or two bourgeois, but for the mass majority of them, nothing really is going on. Everything is remaining very silent, very quiet, while IET continues to burn. Right now, again, there are there are areas in the country, like in the South right now. things are very much protected. Things are protected because you have Miskader, you have you have a lot of brigades, street groups. They call them brigade. Everyone is setting up, and they basically are fighting the gangs themselves. Like in Mibale, a lot of gangs actually got chopped up, literally. They killed them, they chopped them up, and they burned their bodies. That's I don't know where we got that from. Maybe we got that from Africa, or maybe we got that when we I don't know when we got that when we came to the Caribbean, to the New World. That's some crazy shit, but that's what we do. Chop them up. So chop chop chop. The USA will classify Haitian gangs as terrorists. One thing that's interesting with the United States, right, and especially like someone like Trump, they have already put like certain freeze on assets, of some of the business people, but it's not really enough because if it was enough, then they wouldn't be able to fund all of the chaos that's going on in the country today. So if they don't chop off the head of the snake, it's just always going to be what it is. Do you believe that the? So I was thinking about it. This new administration, or not? Well, yeah, this new administration. Because Trump still is first year. Are they going to attack? The head of the snake, because that's really the only way to fix the problem in Haiti. And who's going to be the next emerging leader? I mean, there's so much names they talk about in the country, but I don't know. They all seem like a bunch of puppets to me. You have Secretary of State Marco Rubio. He, I'm not going to say he's an ally for us as well. He's more for the Dominicans because, of course, he is, Latino, Espanol, and they do stick together when they have to. You understand? So we have to watch, what he's got going on with the Dominican Republic, with Presidente Abinader. We're going to have to check and make sure that he is not conspiring with them. He is not setting up uh, a military takeover or whatever that would really become, all out war. For too long, the enablers of Haiti's brutal gangs in the US, Colombia, and elsewhere have gotten away with impunity, but they will now be faced with the criminal consequence of providing material support to terrorism. hmm they specify. They said, in the U.S., Colombia, and elsewhere. And what's the elsewhere? They should have put the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic knows that a lot of the ammunition, it's actually coming from over there into Haiti. So there's a business going on right there, right? They are assisting in the destruction. Anyway, this is just me thinking out loud. I wanted to post this out. Hope you enjoy the video as usual. IT Organic, IT Organic, IT Organic. This is the IT Organic experience. This is me thinking to myself, and I post it online. You please like, subscribe, share. The title of this video, I don't know what's going to be the title. The title of the video is going to be The Garden. Oh no, the desert will become a garden. That's what the Pope said. En tout cas, allez, aïe bobo pour nous.